Testing, testing. Echo, yeah.
Test, test, 1, 2, 1. Oh God, what is this reverb shit? Holy crap. God, I hate this board. Test, test, test. Christ. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Is it still there? Yes. Test, test, test. Test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Testing, testing, testing. I'm not getting anything from his mic. Testing. Oh, are they both from the same one? Testing,
One, two, 1, 2.
You could just come stand by me when we do that part. I shared it. Who's that? I shared. I emailed it. Oh, you already Is that Connor?
Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Test 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2.
Good afternoon and happy Friday from the Steele Hall Arena in Fredonia, New York, where we have a UNYCHL Division III matchup ahead of us between the hosting Fredonia Blue Devils and the visiting Penn State Behrend Lions. Thank you for joining us here today on the Nickel City Hockey Network. I'm your host, Toby Bell, joined on color by Mitch Harusi, and operating our camera today is Jeff Jazarowski. We should have a great game ahead of us today, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Toby.
Oh, sorry, looks like we are having some technical difficulties with Mitch's camera, or Mitch's microphone rather, so we will try to get that sorted out throughout the first period. But meanwhile, we have puck drop coming up, and of course today should be a great game as the Lions look to follow up on a split opening weekend where they took down Jamestown 5-2 before being taken down themselves at the hands of Canisius, the score of that contest being a 6-1 final. On the opposing side of things, hosting Fredonia looks to follow up their 1-0 start after defeating NCCC 5-3, and they look to get another win tonight. Of course, goaltender Ryan Kunkel was fantastic in that season opener, and Fredonia will look to get another strong outing and another strong debut performance from Anthony Carambeau tonight. Both teams get set. Fredonia attacking left to right in their black jerseys with the white and blue trim. Penn State in their white jerseys with the blue and gray trim going the other way. And the puck is dropped. Fredonia wins the opening draw, and they shift it in to the left side where it's met by Penn State defense. Fredonia attacking early, and a shot off the stick of Toscano goes just wide. Path keeps it in at the line momentarily, however it's eventually batted behind him, and Taylor will chase after in his own zone. Puck's rimmed around and up the wall and will end up back in the Penn State zone, where David McCombs will go after it. McCombs brings it behind his own net, tries to throw it up the wall to Unger, but he fans on the pass, and Fredonia retrieves. Fredonia getting it in down low, taking it around the net is Clendenning. He sends a slot pass to McGrath, he scores! Early start for Fredonia, as right off the bat, just 40 seconds into the game, Clendenning finds Toscano in the slot, and the puck is buried for a 1-0 lead. Sorry, that was McGrath finding the back of the net. And Fredonia is up early. So just like that, 40 seconds into this contest, and we already have a 1-0 game. And we'll see if Fredonia can build on that, or if the Behrend Lions are able to respond. Ref checking something up with head coach of the Fredonia Blue Devils, Aaron Alpern. Not quite sure what they're discussing. Maybe figuring something out on the scoreboard.
Hey, let's go, Lloyd. Come on.
As we will take this time to let you know that this broadcast is brought to you by Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey jerseys, bags, and apparel. Visit enviousgameware.com to get your team a look to be envious of, as Fredonia is back attacking in the offensive zone. Puck in the corner, sent up the wall and out by Penn State. And now here comes Behrend. Working in the zone, shot! First save in a Blue Devil jersey made by Carambeau rather. As the puck goes back out of the slot, and I think that shot taken off the stick of Sean Taylor might have just nicked the mask of Carambeau, who now has been tested early himself. Both teams with a couple offensive chances.
Check. Huh.
Hayden Burrows lines up for the draw in his own zone. Jacob Hanna opposing him. Puck is tied up. Finally squirts out, and a good save made there as Carambeau got the pad on top of that one. Nice quick shot there off the stick of William Strasberg, but up to the task was Anthony Carambeau. Burrows against Hanna again in the left face-off circle. This time Burrows comes up with it, and picking it up is Bouguet, and he brings it out of the zone. Now Bouguet in the zone sends a bad angle shot, getting the shoulder on that one is Zane Lewis. Fredonia sends one to the net, never gets there. Now Burrows battles for the puck in the corner. He's tied up with Esplin. Behrend manages to work it out of the zone. Fredonia tries to send it right back in, and eventually they do get it back in as the Behrends work in their own zone and send it to neutral ice. A little bit of pinball as the puck goes back and forth from the neutral zone, Penn State's. And finally, Penn State clears and brings it the other way. Flip on net, shuffle to the side by Carambeau. Fredonia starts to work up ice, and that's exactly what they do, as picking it up on the rush is Toscano. He drops one back to McGrath. McGrath! Shot along the ice, saved, rebound, saved again. And a good spree from Lewis, as he makes not one but two saves to keep this a 1-0 game early. And so far, it's been high action, high offense here at Steele Hall.
No, dude, what is going on?
Faceoff's going to come to the glove side of Zane Lewis, wearing number 31. Toscano.
Check. Oh, we got it working.
We got it working.
We're back.
And we have a color commentator now. Welcome to the broadcast, Mitch.
I put all my technical abilities to work there.
All right, yeah, a little bit of a producer now.
Yeah, this is good. I'm back. Well, not back. I was never here, but I'm here now.
You're here. You've arrived. Working in the neutral zone is Fredonia. Now they have a 2-on-1. Working up the left side. And coming to the right was Colton Clendenning, but a huge save by the left pad of Zane Lewis. Keeps the score where it's at. Now a battle in the corner. 2 for Fredonia in there. It pops out to the middle. Fanning on his shot was Ryan Mumm. Now Mumm on the wall, sends it back down low. Penn State will retrieve there and start a breakout, but cutting off that breakout is the Fredonia defense. Penn State now looking to restart their broadcast, go D&D in their own zone, and start to work up ice. Pass made is cut off. However, unable to control it was Braden Bouguet. He just shuffles that one on net, where Zane Lewis is able to cover up following his highlight reel breakaway save, flashing the left pad.
Yeah, Lewis getting tested a lot here early. Fredonia with 5 shots on net here, just over 3 minutes to go, or 3 minutes gone in this opening period. So Fredonia coming out quick.
And it looked like it might have been a shaky one for him after that first goal, but he's been up to every task since. Working behind the net now is Penn State. Bouguet able to cut him off and create a battle in the glove side corner of Lewis. Now Penn State continues to work it up. Bouguet finds him in the slot, takes a slap shot. That one goes wide into the corner. Behrend once again unable to clear the zone. Fredonia takes over in the corner, shuffles one on net. That one hits the side of the net and is covered up promptly by Zane Lewis. As Fredonia will have another offensive zone draw and now some theatrics as a couple players from each team get tied up with each other, but doesn't look like much will come of it.
Yeah, and I heard starting goaltender Carambeau say before the game, guys, please stay out of the box. So, we probably will get, a little pushing, a little shoving here and there. It is hockey, but I think the guys are going to play smart today. Just try not to get any opportunities to this Penn State Behrend offense.
Toscano wins the draw. Shot on goal is tipped just wide into the corner. Fredonia picks it up there. That's Toscano with it. Sends a centering pass, but that one is intercepted by Berg. He's sent to the corner now. Berg creates a breakaway pass, and here comes Behrend. Unable to break away with it were the Lions. Fredonia starts the other way, crossing the blue line, now the red. Toscano keeps working up the ice into the Penn State zone now. Almost gets it to the net, but it's poked away by Lewis. Working back the other way now is Penn State, turning it over at the blue line, where Fredonia takes advantage, sending it all the way back down. Behind his own net with it now is the captain, Guidos. He rims one around, that one gets to the neutral zone. Fredonia taps it back in, he has to touch up on sides. That allows Penn State to start a breakout, but it's sent right back down the ice by Fredonia, and they're just playing dump and chase hockey right now. Once again, Guidos tries to work up his own zone. He drops that one off to Esplin gets it over the line and dumps. And now Penn State works in the offensive zone corner, but not for long as Fredonia turns it right back around and sends it into the offensive zone. Picking it up is Bouguet in the offensive zone. He walks to the slot shot. Might have gotten the shoulder of St. Louis. Regardless, it stays out. Fredonia retrieves in the neutral zone and once again dumps it in to chase down. Bouguet right in the forecheck once again, but Penn State's able to get the puck from him. As a delayed penalty is called on Fredonia, Alex Unger skates it up ice.
Yeah, it's going to be a trip in here when we get a stoppage of play.
Backhand from Unger gets to the net where it's paddled aside, and touching up on the puck is a member of the Blue Devils. That looks like Evan Carloni. And we'll get our call, a tripping like you said.
Yeah, Penn State Behrend trying to move the puck up the ice there. So that'll be Maxim Nash heading to the penalty box there. Yeah, Penn State Behrend trying to move up the ice with some speed. Nash not able to get out of the way of the Penn State Behrend line. Coming in with some speed, so it'll be a early power play here for Penn State Behrend. They're already down 1-0.
14:47 remain here in this first period as the Barons get their best chance so far to get that goal back that they gave up early. Lions taking a second to get ready for this draw. Now they're ready. Puck drops, and Behrend wins the draw. Penn State, and a huge hit leveled by McGrath. That will allow the puck to just clear over the blue line, not far, but it doesn't matter on the power play. That forces a regroup from the Lions. And regroup is exactly what they do. Is skating in his Hannah. He walks into the slot. His shot is blocked and sent to the corner. Fredonia fights, able to pick up the puck. That's McGrath battling for it. Taking it back though is Jacob Hannah. He sends a pass over to the far circle, but no shot is taken as it goes back up top to the point. Esplin now. He sends it down. Shot in front by Guidos. Never gets to the net, and diving out on front of it is Anthony Carambeau.
Yeah, Carambeau looking calm, cool, collected there. Puck sitting right in front of the net there. He dives on it, stops the play, gets a face-off for his team. And, you mentioned it, huge hit there from Connor McGrath. McGrath, one of the 7 players returning from this Fredonia roster that, lost a lot of seniors last year, but good to see, he had a goal already, Clendenning with an assist. He's making his presence felt early in this game so far.
Penn State working down the wall. It's sent below the goal line. Now back up the wall. Jacob Hannah has it at the blue line. He works down low. Takes it around the net. Looks for a quick wraparound. That one finds the blocker of Carambeau. Hannah finds the puck again, and he backhands one up to the point. Shot taken. Might have hit the pad of Carambeau. Back to the point now. That pass is going to be picked up, but unable to take the breakaway was Burrows. Fighting for it and sending it back in was Esplin, but taking it there was Carloni, and he sends it all the way down for a clear. So Hannah will look to restart this Penn State power play. Just a little over 30 seconds left on it. Now Fredonia calls a turnover at the offensive blue line, and they'll just send it in deep as a hit with no pressure is taking place, and that'll be interference as Braden Bouguet was laid out without the puck. So we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey for just under 30 seconds, and that will be followed up by the Fredonia Blue Devils' first power play of the game. And
yeah, I just mentioned it, but that play there is created from McGrath. He gets the stop in the neutral zone, clearing the puck, and then Bouguet, who's been tossing the body around a little bit today. I like to see it, taking some hits, giving some hits. He takes one there, but it's for the betterment of the team, and still have a power play shortly after this 4-on-4 hockey is done.
Tie up, goes to the corner where Fredonia's able to pick it up. That's Bouguet with it. He's pinned up against the wall. 4-on-4 hockey as each team has an extra man in the battle. It's 2-on-2, but the puck's pinned on the wall, not moving. Penn State with 2 men in front. Fredonia with a man on the wall who's now pressuring into the battle. And Reese Taylor hanging out the blue line in case something goes awry. Finally, the puck pops out. McGrath has it in the corner. He tries to work towards the net. Spins back, tries to send a centering pass, but tipping that up and out of the zone is Alex Unger. Good play there.
Now Fredonia on the power play here, so keep an eye out.
They look to get it started. Making a good move is Colton Clendenning, and he sends a breakout pass, but Reese Taylor has the puck stripped and sent back down. Back behind his own net is Clendenning with it. He rims one around. That will go all the way down to the Behrend zone. We'll see if they're able to get a quick clear before Fredonia can enter it. That's exactly what they'll do, is they send it right back down. And so far, this has been a wasted power play for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, not really able to get anything set up. Penn State Behrend they're doing a nice job here of pressuring, as we just saw right there. But yeah, Fredonia not able to get anything set up.
Once again, sent back down the wrong way for Fredonia. Picking it up in his own zone is going to be Carloni. He makes a move around ahead, but his breakout pass goes off a skate. Still finds McGrath, who turns it over, and Behrend once again works back the other way. Breaking in on goal with Penn State. They send it back down and elect just to kill as much time as possible. Not a bad decision at all. Now breaking back into the zone is Penn State. Working in the corner now. Battle ensues. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 now, and the numbers game works as the Blue Devils take the puck away. Burrows working on the wall in the offensive zone. He's hitting the corner and he gets absolutely rocked by Logan Pierce. Fredonia tries to re-enter the zone, but with Burrows still down in the corner, they'll have to touch up on sides. Penn State within their own zone, send it up the wall. Now working out is William Strasberg. He sends one in deep. Taylor rims one around. It's going to be met there by Nash, but it gets past him into the Penn State defense. Now McCombs sends one up ice. That one's sent back down on net by Fredonia. And Zane Lewis couldn't decide whether he wanted to cover it or let it out. He ultimately decides to cover it and create a whistle to the glove side. As we remind you, this broadcast on the Nickel City Hockey Network is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty at 716-856-2872 or militello.com. As a 3-on-1 breaks out for Behrend now, more of a 2-on-1, and Carambeau is up to the task, as finding it right in front of the net was Behrend Lions, but nothing comes of it. Now play goes to the slot. Behrend still working towards the net. Unable to get anything there. Carambeau standing tall so far this game. Play on the wall in the Fredonia zone. Sent up the wall. Keeping it in there was McCombs, and he sends it further in. Working in the corner now is Fredonia. Looking to get the puck out of this battle. Behrend doing a nice job as well, keeping possession. And it's Penn State who ultimately comes out with it. Play goes to the glove side corner of Carambeau. Now out to the blue line shot, and it finds a way into the back of the net. A slap shot from the blue line, and a good screen allows that one to bypass everyone. And Behrend ties this game up off of a great slap shot from Noah Guidos.
Yeah, and Guidos get the first goal for the Lions today. And, you know, that's a puck that, you know, leaks out to the blue line. He steps up right off the bench. You know, why not take a shot? Why not get a puck to the net? You know, good things happen when that happens, and obviously we saw it there. Maybe a couple guys in front. Carambeau played well today, not able to see it, and now it's a 1-1 game.
And when you have a shot like that, why not just let it rip at any time? As here comes Penn State looking for another one. Carlone has something to say about that. As he makes a play, but the puck comes out, and having to make a blocker save was Carambeau. Now Toscano works the other way. He makes a move around the defender and has it in the corner as he cuts towards the net behind. Going around the net is Toscano. He's shoved into the boards and off the puck. Unable to work it out of the zone was Penn State. They do maintain possession in their own zone and rim it around. Behind the net now with it is the recent goal scorer Guidos. He turns it over in the slot. Burrows' shot goes just wide to the glove side. McGrath picks up the rebound on the wall, works it further down low to Burrows, who works out of the corner, heads towards net, and he scores! Working out of the corner was Hayden Burrows. He took a shot around the blocker side of St. Louis, and he gives Fredonia their 1-goal lead back.
That is a beauty there from Hayden Burrows to reclaim the lead for the Blue Devils. Dancing on the red line there, gets by a Penn State Behrend defender, able to get his way to the net and puts it looked like it went far shoulder, top corner on Lewis there. So Fredonia, just like that, reclaims their 2-1 lead.
So, not tied for long as Fredonia quickly responds and gets their 1-goal lead back as they look to work back into the zone. Burrows again takes a shot. That one's blocked. It pops out. Bouguet can't find the back of the net. Good save there as Lewis responds to the goal, and he finds it and covers up for a whistle. So Fredonia threatening a third goal in this period, but up to the challenge there was Zane Lewis.
And it looks like we'll be getting either more 4-on-4 hockey or another Fredonia State power play. Looking to see where Burrows goes here. I think it'll be a power play for the Blue Devils. A little bit of roughhousing after the shot there. It'll be a cross check, so it will be a power play for Fredonia. And yeah, after what felt like it was a good start for Fredonia, but then Penn State Behrend responded right back with a few good chances of their own, even scoring a goal. Fredonia bounces right back, gets a goal for themselves, comes down, take a shot. Lewis not able to cover it, and pucks in front. Good things happen when pucks are loose in front of the net, and you get a power play.
And we'll see if Fredonia can make some more good things happen as Paff has it on the blue line. The power play, he takes a shot, finds the net. Lewis able to make a stop, and Penn State clears. Cardellini able to cut it off, but it still does clear the zone. Toscano working down the wall. A clear is picked off, a one-timer, and a goal for Fredonia. As Penn State tried to clear the zone after the interception, they were unable to. It was sent right out in front where Toscano let a one-timer rip and doubles the Fredonia lead. It's a 3-1 hockey game.
It looks like that'll actually be Clendenning who picks up the goal.
Clendenning, sorry.
Yeah, Clendenning, one of their leading, if not the leading point scorer returning from the last year's team to this team, making his impact felt here in game 2. That's a beautiful play on the power play. Puck is loose in front, Clendenning setting up shot right in the slot, and he does not miss those shots when he's given the opportunity.
Face-off won by Penn State, sending it in deep where Reese Taylor picks it up, and he rims it around. Fredonia unable to clear the zone. Now they do, so Penn State has to touch up as the puck is batted right back. Clendenning now within his own zone, waits for pressure, passes through some, and sends it in deep. Tipping that puck in was Paff, so no icing. Wheeling around his own net is McCombs, and he sends it right back in deep the other way. Penn State's going to be first to this one as they pick it up behind the Fredonia goal and work it around the wall. Now to the corner, it's sent out to the slot. Nothing happening there. Puck sitting in front of the net. Finds its way to Anthony Carambeau, and he freezes it.
Yeah, Paff standing right in front of the net there. Puck's loose in front, taps it right back to his goaltender, Paff. Probably the best defenseman on this Fredonia team, only a sophomore, but had a big impact last year. And talking to head coach assistant coach Connor Hare recently, he got very high hopes for Pack this year, and smart play by him there to settle it down and keep it at a 3-1 game.
Face-off tied up in the Fredonia zone. It works its way to the corner. Still a tie up there. That's Hannon Burrows going at it. Both teams fighting vigilantly for the puck. Finally squirts out to the Penn State D where it's rimmed around. It's going to be picked up on the wall by Strasburg. He tries to send it around, fans on it. Eventually does get it going. And it goes to the opposite corner where Mum just clears the ice. Icing waved off, so both teams will have one man in on it behind the net. Penn State wins the race to it, rims it around. Tapping it out for a breakout pass. However, intercepting it to Toscano.
Thank you.
It's Penn State. Now working with it behind the net is Behrend. They try to clear it, but Mum will pick that up, working down the wall and send it back down low where Bouguet has it. He gets his stick tied up, tries to send it in front, but there's nobody there. Now Penn State once again trying to clear the zone, once again picked up by Toscano, and again sent down low. Fredonia really doing a good job of working the puck down low and forcing the Penn State defenders to constantly turn around and get it. Now Penn State finally clears the zone and worked the breakout into the offensive zone as trucking through his man was Jacob Hanna. Now Hanna in the corner. He's hit by Clendenning, who shuffles the puck along behind the net. That's picked up by Strasburg. He tries to send it in front, but it hits the net and gets worked to the point. Walking in now is Sean Taylor. He takes a shot blockered away. Rebound doesn't get to the net as Carloni sends it around. Clendenning sends a good hit to Taylor, which doesn't allow him to pick up the puck. And an easy wrist shot is an easy save for Anthony Carambeau. Face-off comes to the glove side of Anthony Carambeau, who has been fantastic in his debut period for the Blue Devils. Fredonia works out of their own zone, sending it down the ice, and it will make it all the way. So that'll be icing, and that will go right back into Fredonia territory. As we take this time to remind you, today's game is brought to you by Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey jerseys, bags, and apparel. Visit enviousgameware.com to give your team a look to be envious of. Another face-off comes to the glove side of Anthony Karambot. Won by Penn State. Worked back to their point, but the slap shot is taken wide. McGrath picks up the rebound. Tries to clear it once, doesn't work. Tries to clear it twice, and it does. And now Taylor works it into the Behrend zone. Taylor over the line. He takes a shot off the glove side post of St. Louis. Almost a 4-1 lead for Fredonia. Still working in the offensive zone are the Blue Devils. Finally, Penn State picks up the puck. They turn it over. McGrath walks in. His shot goes off the pass. Rebound, and a huge glove save by St. Louis. As the first save was nice, the second one was even better.
Yeah, and I mentioned it a few times already, sound like a broken record, and I'll definitely say it again later in the game. Get pucks to the net. They get pucks to the net there. The Lewis not able to completely control it. Another loose puck in front. You get two good opportunities. Really, two birds for one stone, and just keep throwing pucks at the net. Good things will happen.
Fredonia tries to send it in down low. McGrath works on the wall, comes out with it, sends a shot from a bad angle, and that one's gloved down and held by St. Louis, so he will see yet another face-off to his glove side. Looks like Toscano will take this one, and he'll look across from Nathan Bird. Face-off goes right back to St. Louis, so we'll just repeat that. 4:45 remain here in a 3-1 hockey game in the first period. Face-off once again won by Penn State. Unable to handle it around the net was Esplin, so he just sent it up the wall. But Penn State's unable to clear. They do retrieve it behind their own net, and we'll try again on the other side. Once again, Fredonia cuts it off, and now have a 2-on-2 in the zone. They rim it around the net, back to the glove side now. With time behind his own net is Esplin, and he looks to send it up the middle ice. Picking it off there is Mum, and McGrath blows up his man entering the zone as he drops the puck off for Toscano. Toscano works it into the corner, loses it, and Penn State attempts to clear. Still battling up the wall is Penn State. It squirts out to the middle of the ice, and Penn State does eventually clear as they try to work it into Fredonia zone. Fredonia counters though and works it into the Behrend zone instead. A shot on goal is blocked, and Penn State works it back the other way. Working up the right side of the ice now is the Behrend Lions. Pass across the crease of Anthony Karambot, doesn't find anybody, and spurs a breakout for the Blue Devils. Bouguet dumps one in the right side and chases after on the other. He's first to the puck and pinned against the wall. Comes out with it, however, towards the net and looks in front, tries to center one, nobody there. All the way back to the point, it finds Taylor. His pass is intercepted, and now a breakaway try, but it's cut off by the Fredonia defense. Back the other way comes Burrows with the puck. He's got Bouguet with him. He takes a shot from far out, and it's sent to the corner by Lewis. In the corner now, Penn State tries to work out. Fredonia, more specifically Silverio, puts a stop to that, now has it near the net. Wrap around try, he's unable to finish it off and accidentally sends it out of his own zone. So retrieving it back there is Pat. He sends one accidentally in on net. Surprises his own goaltender and creates a dangerous opportunity for Penn State. Across, shot goes off the post. Oh, Penn State had a wide open net there, but they were unable to capitalize. Less than 3 remain here in the first period as Fredonia looks to settle things down. Sean Taylor's shot on goal gets tipped just wide and sent back up and out. Finally, Fredonia's able to settle things down, but Penn State works it right back in. Cutting in on goal now. Pierce gets it towards the net, unable to get anything on that. Sent right back in goal once again. And Penn State creating opportunities, getting things around the net. They just can't quite finish those chances, but if they keep getting them, pretty soon they're going to start burying a few. Taylor now within his own zone. His shot goes off the stanchion, creating a rush for Penn State. Another breakaway chance and a good left pad save there by Karambot. Puck sent across the ring. It'll end up in Penn State's corner. They go D to D and look to work out. There goes Jacob Hanna off the left side, cutting to the right. He enters the zone. makes a cut, loses the puck on his way to the net, but retrieves it again. Now he sends one back to the point. Pass picked up by McCombs, and his shot on goal is gloved down and held by Anthony Carambeau.
Yeah, who's, saved the team a few times over the past couple minutes here. Some lackadaisical plays from the Fredonia defense, trying to get the puck out, setting it in front, Pack almost scored on his own goaltender, but, Carambeau standing tall, seems calm, seems relaxed, which is really impressive for a guy making his Fredonia Club hockey debut.
Fredonia looks to work out of their own zone. They're unable to, however, as working in the slot is Penn State. However, nothing comes of it, as Jackson Hill was unable to get anything off. In his own zone with it now, Guidos works it up the middle, and now Hill breaks in on goal. Hill cuts back, winds, looks, tries to drop one off there for McCombs, but it doesn't work out. Toscano ends up with it in his own zone, less than a minute remain here, and he just sends it off the glass. It hits something on the way out, so it stays in Fredonia territory, and finds the stick of Jacob Hanna on the wall. Hanna working towards the net, cuts it on goal, takes a shot, and that finds the chest of Karen Bott standing tall. Looks like someone fell on the Fredonia goaltender at the end. Don't think anything was malicious there. And everyone's just going to slowly disperse from the front of the Fredonia goal.
Yeah, I believe that was Hanna went in with a nice move, nice shot on goal, and one of the Fredonia defensemen, laid a hit, which was a clean hit. Everything about that play was fine, but he unfortunately laid the hit right into his own goaltender, Carambeau, so Hanna fell on Carambeau. Everything is good, nothing intentional, but gotta keep your goaltender out of harm's way.
Luckily, everyone's all right as Fredonia wins the draw and sends it around. That one clears the zone as it bounces off the stick of Penn State captain Guidos. Guidos looking up ice, 20 seconds remain. He sends a stretch pass up the wall, tipped in by Steele, and that one goes behind. Now Fredonia looks to work it right back up the wall, and now it's Penn State who's having Fredonia in, the opposite of what we saw most of the period. But it looks like Fredonia will be content to just keep this one on the wall as time winds down. Penn State does get a good shot right at the end, as it almost finds a tiny crack between the post and the skate of Carambeau, but he was up to the task just like he was all of them except one that period. As we enter the second period with a 3-1 hockey game, we'll be back in about 15 minutes.
1, 2. Test, 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 test. Testing, testing, reverb still there. Test, 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 test.
What's going on, Toby?
Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
So as we get through our intermission here, a quick little recap of the first period. Fredonia got the scoring started as Connor McGrath was able to find the back of the net and rip one home. However, Noah Guidos, captain of the Behrend Lions, took a slap shot from the blue line through traffic, and it found the top corner to make that a tie game at 1-1. Quickly responding to that, however, was Colton Clendenning with a one-timer from the slot to make it a 2-1 game, and not long after, Hayden Burrows got us to where we are now. It's a 3-1 hockey game, and we'll get back to you with the rest of that 3-1 hockey game in 7 minutes from now.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Go Bills. Test 1 2.
Welcome back. Welcome back here to Steele Hall Arena for the second period of action between the Behrend Lions and between the Fredonia Blue Devils. Teams flip, Fredonia going right to left, Penn State going left to right, as Fredonia looks to build on their 3-1 lead they built in the first. And of course Penn State looks to claw their way back into this one. Opening face-off won by Penn State. They'll attack early into the offensive zone. Walking in, taking a shot is Jacob Milton, but that one's deflected wide and out of play.
Yeah, we're back for the second period. First period for the offense, there were 3 guys returning that were on the team last year, which is pretty interesting. We'll have to see if any of the rookies will get involved offensively. But then on the defensive end, it was first-year player Anthony Carambeau, who has, played tremendous in his debut for the club, for the Fredonia club hockey team. So I'll have to see if he can continue this performance.
Fredonia flips one out of their zone, but Behrend's going to work right back in. As once flipped towards the goal, Carambeau bashes it to the side, and it's eventually popped up and behind the net. Penn State now works it back towards the net as that shot was going miles above, but gloving it down is Anthony Carambeau and freezing it for a whistle. So once again, another whistle inside of Blue Devil territory.
And yeah, the short line change for Fredonia, just 30 seconds to get a fresh new 5 out there. I'm interested to see, there are some times where some guys would get caught out there for a minute, maybe a minute and a half in the first period. I'm interested to see if we get some shorter shifts here in the second period.
Looks like the refs are calling a cross-check right off the face-off, so I believe it's Fredonia going to be going on an early power play.
I'm not sure if it was off the face-off. That would be
Jacob Milton headed to the box on a cross-check.
Had to get my new roster out.
So Penn State, who came out flying in the second period, got an early chance, a couple pucks on net, a couple offensive zone draws. Now 30 seconds into the period, head to the box and have to kill a penalty. That kill gets off to a good start, however, as they win the face-off and clear it all the way down. Pressuring is Jackson Hill as Paff picks it up behind his own net. Bumps it to Reese Taylor. Taylor tries to give it back, but it's tipped up and out of play. So great pressure there from Jackson Hill as he forces some chaos and gets an offensive zone draw on the Penn State penalty kill.
Yeah, you mentioned that's a really bad play from Fredonia. That's not only do you turn the puck over, you get a defensive zone face-off, offensive zone face-off for Penn State Behrend. So just a bad start to the power play here.
And the dangerous Jacob Hanna is on that draw for Penn State, but Fredonia is able to win it and move it forward. Toscano tries to make a move through 2. He can't, but back for him was Clendenning, and he'll return Fredonia to their break-in. Fredonia goes off sides, so they'll have to touch up. Penn State takes advantage by sending it all the way down. On net, Carambeau shuffles that one over. In his own end with it now. Flipping it out is Taylor. Tries to flip it forward to McGrath. He gets tied up, and he fights for it on the wall. Penn State comes out with it and gets it out of the zone. Shuffling it back now is Carloni. He moves it forward, intercepted, and sent back deep into the Fredonia territory. Burrows fans on that one in his own corner. That allows Hanna to intercept the puck. He has it in the neutral zone. Takes it along the blue line, now looks back to his D, turns around, tries to dump it, but it goes off the linesman, and that creates a break-in for Fredonia. Shot by Clendenning, that one goes into the corner. Now on the wall with it, dumping it down low is McGrath. First to it, though, is going to be Tyler Ranger on defense. He tries to send it out. However, it's intercepted by Mumm, whose shot on goal is deflected out of play.
And yeah, some of the Penn State Behrend players not happy with the linesman there. But again, that's doing his job. He's standing at center ice where he is every play. That's it's an unfortunate bounce.
Yeah, he threw his hands up back at them.
I
Little
mean,
disagreement between the linesman and Penn State, but regardless, not much comes of the Fredonia rush. And now Penn State almost and does work it out again, this time on a rush, as working up the ice with it is Alex Unger. His shot goes wide to the glove side and promotes a breakout for Fredonia. However, it'll get all the way past Nash, allowing Penn State's defense to pick it back up. And I imagine, they'll clear it right back down the ice as it ends up behind Fredonia's goal line. Carloni behind his own net. He starts to work it up ice. Cross ice pass is way ahead of Burrows. Icing waved off. So Penn State starts to break out the other way. Carloni finds it on the blue line. His shot stopped, but the rebound pops out to the other side of the net. And finding his second of the game with a wide open cage is Hayden Burrows. 4-1 Fredonia.
And yeah, I promised that would sound like a broken record and say it numerous times. Good things happen when you get pucks to the net. That's Carloni. Throws a puck to the net. The penalty is over, so it's 5-on-5. But, you know, Penn State has to get a player into that defensive zone. Maybe a little bit throws a puck to the logo of Lewis. Not able to control it, and Burrows with a wide open net. Pick the spot, hit the spot. 4-1 Blue Devils.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced between the blocker and the chest of Lewis, which caused the rebound to go directly to his left, and waiting right there was Burrows, and he cashes his check home. Penn State wins the draw. Battle ensues on the boards right at middle ice. We'll see who comes out with it here. Both teams with 2 men in. Fredonia gets a third.
I'll say real quick, the ref was saying something to the Penn State Behrend bench and some of the players. Not sure if he's...
I think they were still complaining that the ozone draw came from it bouncing off the linesman. As here comes Fredonia with another chance. That one stopped, and now a huge battle in front as after Lewis contained the puck, an extra swing was taken and exception was taken by the Behrend Lions.
And yeah, I like to see, you know, Fredonia get physical. I love physical hockey, but this is a game where you're up 4-1. Don't take any dumb penalties. You know, don't let Penn State Behrend creep up into this game. Just keep it 5-on-5. Keep the puck in the offensive zone and let Carambeau lead you to victory. Don't give them any chances.
Like Carambeau said before the game, let's stay out of the box. Puck sent down low by Fredonia. As it's worked up the wall now. Penn State looking to clear the zone, unable to for now. They finally do, and it's sent back to the Fredonia defense. Tripping's going to come up now to Fredonia, as trying to get around Clendenning was Ian Madronick. And while he tried to, Clendenning either got a stick or a skate out, taking him down in the process. And that will get Penn State their second power play of the game.
Yeah, Madronick trying to go around Clendenning. It looks like
they're taking both. I'm not sure if there was a bench minor there. I can't think of what else it would have been, and Penn State's bench has been giving it to the referees this whole period. So that would not surprise me whatsoever.
Yeah, it was unsportsmanlike, and it's a clear call on the trip by Clendenning. He even, you know, he tapped himself on the chest, said, "My bad." Probably wants that play back, but that's just, you know, the ref makes the call. I don't get what you can be upset about.
And the ref's still going back and forth with the bench. We'll see if more ends up coming of this. The ref's trying to end the conversation.
Yeah, and you know, Jeff told me the reason that they were upset after the goal there was because it was maybe a missed icing call on Fredonia there, but still, I mean, if they're still upset about that, I mean, that's a, we just talked about it. You can't take any dumb penalties, and that's a pretty dumb penalty to take.
Yeah, absolutely. You give up a goal and then you give them a power play along with it, especially when you were going to have a power play off the trip by Clendenning. And now the refs are talking to the score box again, which leads me to believe that more is being handed out. Maybe not, as another player for Penn State hops on. They seem to be under the understanding that it's going to be 5-on-4, so perhaps the unsportsmanlike was just a 10, and there's no 2 to go along with it. That does look to be the case, so it is still a Behrend power play, although they did everything in their power to get a bench minor and negate it. Fredonia starts the penalty kill with almost a clear. Good job keeping it in there by Guido, so he sends it down low. Now cutting in front of the net and sniping Caribou is Behrend, as Penn State makes quick work of that power play. It was Jacob Hanna cutting in front of the net and getting a great shot off, looking like a water bottle popper. And we have a 4-2 hockey game.
Yeah, and I mean, Hannon's been making plays all game. You said it earlier, he's dangerous with the puck in his hands. Right there, he walks right up on Carambeau, goes top corner, similar to what we saw Hayden Burrows do in the first period. And like I said, that's a penalty that Clendenning, you know, I know he tapped on his chest, said, "My bad." Can't take that penalty. You can't let Penn State Behrend creep back into this game. Still a 2-goal game. You know, world's not over. But, you know, that's how you blow a 3-goal lead, by taking penalties like that.
14 seconds is all it took the Behrend power play to get one on the board. And now with still over half the game left, Penn State's back in this one. What a high-flying period so far. Already a goal apiece. Behind the net now, Penn State has it. Strasburg works with it. He's stripped of the puck. However, taking it behind his own net again is Clendening, and he starts to work out on his own. He's stripped of the puck. Helping him there, and with support is Toscano as he takes it from the strip. Moves it most of the way into the zone, and then it's slapped all the way in by Clendening, who gets a change. Puck rims all the way around the board, so it goes back into Fredonia zone. Taylor with it now. He rims it back around where Burrows picks it up. Burrows scissors with Taylor and cuts across the ice. Goes back to the middle. Taylor taps it on forward to Nash. Nash cuts at the blue line. He's checked, and that will create a one-on-one as cutting in on net is Hill. Hill cuts back, looks for support as Fredonia head D. He finds one across to Hannah. That shot is blocked. Great chance for Hannah. Even better block by Mumm. Battle on the wall ensues. Both teams get 3 men in there. Up now by the Penn State blue line. The puck moves. Play goes to the corner. Centering pass is picked off by Fredonia. Finds its way to the point. Huge block there as selling out his body was McGrath to keep this a 2-score hockey game. Penn State's D now with it. Look to work in. Ranger sends it around the glass. Picking it up down low is going to be Behrend, and he works it up the wall to Esplin. Fredonia picks it off in the process. They start to break out of their own, but Penn State's D picks it off and sends it right back in, as that's Behrend sending it down low to be picked up by Unger. Unger's centering pass doesn't find anybody. Puck goes to the corner now. Pops out to the top of the circle for Toscano, who skates it up ice, and he's checked at neutral. Continuing up the ice, though, is Fredonia as they take the puck back, and a shot from far out is sticked into the netting by Zane Lewis, as we take this chance to tell you that this broadcast is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty at militello.com or 716-856-2872. Taylor's shot tipped wide of the net, picked up by Silverio in the glove side corner, and batted behind the net. Battle ensues, puck pops out to the slot, and getting a blocker on that one was Lewis. Puck pops out again to the circle, swing and a miss. Trying to clear it there was Behrend. Back down low the play goes. Taylor tries to cut back, but it's intercepted by Fredonia, worked into the slot. Toscano is tripped up trying to get a shot on goal, no call. Fredonia still with it down low. Behind the net now, sent out to the wall. That's Carloni taking a shot, ends up behind the net for Bouguet to work it up top. Now Bouguet sending it to Taylor. His shot blocked by Lunger. Lunger finds it again at neutral ice. Loses it to Taylor, who tries to make a quick play up, but he sends it directly to his right, up over the glass and out of play with 13:10 left in the second.
Yeah, decently quick moving period here. A lot of up and down hockey. A couple good chances there from Fredonia. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Connor McGrath. Huge block shot there. And he's, you know, Fredonia doesn't have anyone wearing a C or an A today. He's playing like someone that wants to wear that C. Only a sophomore, but he looks like he wants to be the leader of this team, blocking shots, laying hits, taking hits, and goal today. He's played great today.
Penn State's rush negated by the Fredonia defense. However, a slashing, or rather an interference being called on the Fredonia Blue Devils. That's Maxim Nash headed to the box. And it only took 14 seconds for Behrend's power play to make this a 4-2 game. Let's see if 2 minutes is enough for them to make it a 4-3 hockey game.
Yeah, and, you know, again, Nash, penalty you cannot take. You have to play smart. You have to play, you know, sound hockey. That's, you know, you can't, I sound like a broken record once again. Can't let them creep back into this game. Now they have a penalty or a power play with the chance to bring it within one.
Face-off won by Hannah in the offensive zone, sent back to the point where Esplin sends it in on low. The puck finds the net, but a good save by Carambeau. Now Fredonia with it in their own corner. Clearing attempt is almost blocked by Esplin, but it bounces off him into the neutral zone. Working up the ice now with it is Majornik. He tries to cut to the net. That being a mistake as Clendenning takes it from him and sends it right back out. Working up the right side. Here comes Hill. He gets a break to the net. His shot blockered away by a confident Anthony Carambeau. In the corner now, Hannah battles with Clendenning. Hannah comes away with it and takes it around. He tries to backhand one towards the net. That's nowhere, but Guidos finds it, and his shot goes just wide. All the way into the corner now. A centering pass is taken, but no shots follow as it winds up back in the corner for Hannah. Hannah reverses one up the wall. Now a puck sent into the slot. Shot blockered away by Carambeau. Good chance there for Esplin. Behind the net now, working with it. Guidos into the corner. His centering pass picked off by Paff. Guidos takes it right back and circles around. Back into the corner now. Now up top, Hannah sends it down low. Esplin taking the shot. It goes just wide. And it looks like the net is just off its bearings. Maybe lucky news for Fredonia as that last shot by Esplin sit along the ice. I don't think Carambeau ever saw it. Had that been on net, we got a 4-3 game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a better kill so far for Fredonia. You know, some block shots.
It lasted longer than 14 seconds.
Did last longer than 14 seconds, which is nice. But yeah, some block shots, getting some sticks in front, and, you know, a couple clears, but, you know, those guys out there are gas. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new 4 here. I think if Penn State took a timeout. But yeah, Carambeau standing tall once again, calm out there, collected. So 31 seconds left on this power play for the Penn State Behrend Lions. So see if they can get it to 4-3.
31 seconds remain, 11:28 in the period. Penn State Behrend Lions on the power play, looking to capitalize for the second time this period. Each team has struck once as we came in at a 3-1 hockey game. It now sits at 4-2. Carambeau slowly skates to his bench as this timeout comes to an end. We take this chance to remind you this game tonight brought to you by Envious Gameware, the designers of custom hockey jerseys, custom hockey bags, and custom hockey apparel. Visit Envious Gameware, that's ENVIOUS Gameware.com, to get your team a look to be envious of. Both teams discuss strategy for the second half of this game, as Penn State goaltender Zane Lewis starts to head back to his net, as the referees, I think, are about to disperse both benches. And we'll see if the extra game planning pays off for Penn State on this power play, or on the contrary, if the rest provided to the Fredonia Blue Devil penalty killers allows the extra life to complete the kill. Face-off's going to come to the blocker side of Anthony Carambeau, who's still having a strong debut. Tie-up goes back to the Penn State defense. Pierce walks in down low. He cuts back towards the point, and he'll go across to Taylor. Taylor now, his slap shot blocked by his own man, and still down on the ice is Hannah. That's Behrend, rather, as the puck works its way out of the zone. Sean Taylor backs up into his own zone, looking forward. He sends it across to Milton. Milton loses it back. Pierce picks it up for him, though. He's hit off the puck as well, and now it's rimmed around where Bouguet is going to pick it up and enter the Penn State zone. His centering pass tipped deep into the zone by Nash. Fredonia able to win the race to the puck. Bouncing puck comes out in front, but it's ultimately settled down and covered by goaltender Zane Lewis at 10:44 in the second.
And yeah, that's a big kill there for Fredonia. Nice play there by McGrath. You know, just throw the puck in front of the net. Puck was looser a little bit. Always a good idea. But yeah, a good kill for Fredonia. Some blocks, maybe by the other team, but a block is a block. You know, you clear the puck a few times and you keep it a 4-2 game, 10 minutes left in the second period.
Burrows will line up from Hannah on the glove side of Zane Lewis. And deep in the Penn State territory. Hanna goes forward on the draw. He just tips it at center ice. Taylor's got one on him, and almost a great break there for Jackson Hill. Penn State gets it in deep. Hill battles with Taylor for possession behind the net. Taylor's the one who comes out with it and will skate it over his blue line where he sends a pass over to Bouguet. Bouguet takes it himself, sends a pass over that shot, scores! What a play by the Fredonia Blue Devils to get Evan Carloni on the board. Taylor works the breakout to center ice and eventually manages to get the puck over to Evan Carloni, with the middleman being Bouguet.
Yeah, Carloni's going to get his first as a Fredonia Blue Devil there, as we saw Toscano with a nice move out there, grabbing the puck, giving it to assistant coach Connor Hare. But that's a big play from two, like I mentioned, freshmen. I think we'll get a goalie change here as Matheson will come in and Lewis will go to the bench. So, yeah, back to a 3-goal game. Nice play there from two freshmen. That was, not Silveria, that was Carloni with the goal. So, yeah, Fredonia makes it a 3-goal game again. Matheson and net. So, a goalie change for Penn State Behrend. But, again, Fredonia back up big.
And early in the season, it being a 5-2 game, we are at the dead middle point of this game. I'm not totally certain that he actually got pulled. That might have been the plan coming in, just trying to get all your goalies a little familiarized with
100%.
with college play this early in the season. But regardless, we got a new goaltender in now, and a cut towards the Fredonia net as Hanna, who's been dangerous all game, almost finds his second. Fredonia able to take the puck in the corner, not for long though, as Behrend's holding it in, or Esplin rather, on the wall. Finally, Fredonia does clear, and that'll be Clendenning cutting in the zone. He's got a one-on-one, takes it around for the wrap, but he just loses off his stick, and that will create an opportunity for Hill to work into the zone. Hill on the glove side wall, bad angle shot, and a quick glove by Anthony Carambeau settles that right down.
And, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here. I wouldn't be surprised. That's not the right word. I'm interested to see how Fredonia treat this last, 30 minutes of the game. You're back up big again. I'm interested to see if they take the foot off the gas pedal a little bit, maybe let Penn State Behrend come to them, or if they keep it up, keep it moving, keep the pressure on high, try to get this 6 or maybe 7 goals.
It's that fine line you try to toe between not sitting back and letting the other team do what they want to do, but also not making overly aggressive mistakes, trying to get goals you don't need.
Exactly.
Penn State working it low, sending out in front, nobody there, and Fredonia will intercept and turn up ice. Burrows, cross-ice pass tipped into the zone by Silverio. He'll chase after it, and him and Bouguet will meet at it. Bouguet takes it around to the glove side of the net, sent out to the middle. That'll clear the zone, as neither Fredonia defensemen were able to reach it. Mumm now has the puck come off his stick. However, he created just enough chaos that number 23, Ian Majornik, was not able to come in on a breakaway. Majornik now working it all the way up to the blue line, leaves it for Taylor, who was extended in front, lightly tapped towards the net by Gazowski, who was trying to get a centering slot chance, but fanning on it and giving the puck to Anthony Carambeau was Gazowski.
Yeah, and almost a nightmare play there for Ryan Mumm, who loses the puck at his own blue line, almost creates a 1-on-0 breakaway, but he, like you said, creates enough chaos. Carambeau able to come out, play it, get it to the corner, get it to the sidewall. So a lucky break there for Fredonia.
Taylor rims that one around the rink, not enough to clear the zone. However, McGrath will give it the help it needs to get over the blue line. Penn State retorts by sending it right back in, and now it'll be Pask's turn to try to clear the zone. He'll elect to do it with his feet rather than with his stick, and he takes it all the way into the Penn State zone. His shot gets tipped on the way and doesn't get anywhere. Now another tip results in the puck being out of play, and with 8:22 remain, we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Pafko, defender, but a great skater, as we just saw there, goes almost end to end. Tried to take a shot, got deflected, but like I said, they have very high hopes for him, and Zach Richards not playing today. They think Zach Richards and Gavin Pack can be a great defensive pairing for them.
Face off to the glove side of Max Matheson. New goaltender in for Penn State. Comes out of the zone. Now Penn State almost works into the Fredonia zone. Fredonia able to turn it around just at the last second, and Toscano will bring it back into his O zone. Toscano with a shot, and the first test of the day is matched by Matheson as he squeezes that one for a whistle.
Yeah, I like that shot from Toscano. Coming in, no one in front of you. Matheson hasn't seen a shot yet, or Probably hasn't seen a shot in, well, almost an
Since
hour
warm-ups,
real
yeah.
time. Throw it on net, see how he's feeling. You know,
Gets
gets that one, but yeah, I don't hate that shot at all.
Penn State moves out of the zone on the draw. It'll be a one-on-one as our most recent goal scorer, Evan Carloni, turns it around and sends it back in deep for Fredonia. Behind his own net now with it, McCombs works it up ice. Picking it off is Clendenning, but he's unable to do anything with it. He does get it back, sends it on net. Rather gives it to Burrows to send on net, and that one's gloved down for Matheson's second consecutive save.
And I think we got our question answered pretty soon here. Fredonia looks like they're going to keep the pressure up. They saw two guys up over the or past the face-off dots, up sending pressure. So I think that'll be the theme for the rest of the game here.
I guess if you have Path rushing up ice as if he's fourth forward, you're not playing too conservatively.
Exactly.
Face-off deep in the Penn State end. Sent forward by Hayden Burrows. It'll be picked up by Esplin, sent out of the zone. And a rush begins for Lunger and for Penn State. Lunger gets some help from Behrend. They ultimately lose it to Fredonia. And it's taken around to the far side wall and sent down the ice. Icing waved off. A reverse is met by Fredonia. Now within the corner is Bouguet. He works it around the net. Ultimately stripped of the puck by Esplin. Burrows there to help him. Battle ensues that ends up with a breakout starting from Esplin. His centering pass up ice gets past Lunger, but he'll chase it down, allowing Esplin to get back to it. His centering pass picked up by the Blue Devils. Now a breakout pass goes awry, but it won't go far enough for icing, so Penn State will start back the other way. And now here we have a breakaway. Unable to catch it cleanly, though, is Alex Behrend, so he'll have to start from the corner. And without much angle, he couldn't do much but throw it 5-hole. And a huge collision took place afterwards. Somebody's going to get a roughing on this, and I'm thinking it's going to be Ryan Mumm.
Yeah, big collision there. Looked away, not really sure what happened after the shot.
Puck in the air.
And it will be Mumm going to the box for, I believe it was roughing.
As we'll get the official call now, it is a roughing call. 6:42 remain, and once again, only down by 3 goals. If Penn State can get a quick one now in the power play, they'll have 4 minutes left in the second, only down by 2. It's not over till it's over, and we're a long way from that point.
Exactly, and that seems like a penalty that you don't really have to take, obviously. Great chance there from Penn State Behrend. I believe that was Alex Behrend who had that chance, but had a tough angle. You can come in calmly, cut off an angle. You don't have to, throw his body like he did, but again,
and he already had the shot taken as well.
He had the shot, which, it's not a great penalty to take, but you're still up 3. You just got to play smart here.
Hanna wins it back to Esplin, sent down low to Hill. Hill looks for his options and goes further low back to Hanna. Hanna looking out of the corner now. His cross crease pass. What a save by Carambeau. He steals one for Fredonia. Absolutely stunner save by Anthony Carambeau as a cross crease attempt had goal written all over it. A great one-timer was taken. It's not like the shot was fanned on, but the blocker of Carambeau stands tall.
So the net came off. That's why they stopped it. It looked fine, but the net did come off, and Carambeau, that was unbelievable.
Fantastic. Refs discussing something before the puck is dropped at Carambeau's blocker side, the side where he just made that highlight reel save. Now we're ready to go. Hanna and Toscano battle it out. It's Hanna who comes up with it. And Penn State works on the power play. Hanna now with it. Works down the circle, sends it into the corner. Not a clean connection from Guidos, but they connect nonetheless. Now it's sent out in front. Doesn't get there. Penn State looking to work low to high. Back down low with it now. It's Hanna with it. He goes up top, looking over his options. Now he goes to the very top guy, who sends it out to the flank. Hill cutting in, shot. Swallowed up by Carambeau. And we have a slashing call. It's going to be Toscano. Or Toscano head to the box, rather, but I think he was just retrieving a key. It's actually Clendenning who's going to the box.
It'll be a slash, so it'll be a minute 14 of some 5-on-3 hockey here for Penn State Behrend. Again, I should probably just stop saying don't take dumb penalties, because every time I say it, they seem to take a penalty. But this is a huge opportunity for Penn State Behrend.
And if you're Behrend, as Fredonia gets a clear right off the bat, if you're Penn State here, you have to get at least one here. You can't have this long of a 5-on-3, down by 3, and stay down by 3 if you expect to win a hockey game. Cutting around the net is Guidos. He sends it up to the wall where Hannah has it. Hannah sends it down low into the circle. That's Hill with it now. He looks over his options, goes even lower. A shot on goal taken by Majornik, hits the side. Now Hannah cuts across. He gives it up top to Esplin. Over to the side to Hill. His shot sticked away, and beautiful rebound control from Carambeau as he sends that one a mile high in between the Morrisville State and the Buffalo State flags in the stands.
And yeah, you mentioned it. Not that the game is over, or the game is over if they don't score on this 5-on-3, but 35 seconds left. The way Carambeau's been playing, especially in 5-on-5 hockey, it's getting to the point where this seems like a must score. I knock on wood here, I don't think Carambeau's going to give up 3 goals at 5-on-5 strength with Fredonia not scoring another one. So it does seem like must score territory.
Taylor over to Pierce. Pierce's shot tipped just wide. Dangerous opportunity for Penn State. Now Taylor on his blue line. He'll send it down the wall. That one's centered. Now a good opportunity. However, unable to get the shot off was Milton, as some good defense from Fredonia creates a block and a clear. 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Unable to catch that pass, as it was ahead of him was Behrend. And you never want to ice the puck up 5-on-3. And by the time Penn State can get anything going, this will be a 5-on-4.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a huge kill there for Fredonia. Obviously, still have to kill. It'll be about 46 seconds left in the other penalty, so they'll still have a 5-on-4, but, to kill a minute 14 seconds of a 5-on-3 in a 5-2 game is huge.
Well, while the 5-on-3 might be over, Penn State does still have 45 seconds on the power play to try to find that goal they so desperately need. Good cut in on net by Pierce. Poke check at the last second negates any opportunity. What a job by Pierce, though, to get to the net. However, it goes for naught as Fredonia finds their clear. Starting in his own end with it, less than 30 remain on the power play. Sean Taylor sends one up, tapped forward again, and now here comes Alex Lunger up the right side of the ice. Good stick there by the Fredonia defense. And getting another clear is Evan Carloni. Behrend taps one back to his defenseman, Sean Taylor. That'll be it for the Penn State power play. Bringing it in is Pierce. He keeps possession with his body. Works into the corner. Puck goes out in front. Nobody there. Toscano fights for possession and clears hard. Icing called now as the puck worked way up. Taylor taken down after the whistle. No drama ensues from it. And we remain 5-2. Fredonia gets an absolutely massive penalty kill.
Yeah, that's, you obviously 3:42 left, so a lot of time left. But if you can go into this second intermission here up 5-2 after killing off the 5-3 penalty, that's got to feel really, really good about how you performed in the first 2 periods.
Face off in the Fredonia zone, won by Fredonia. Ends up on the wall where both teams fight for possession. It's going to be Penn State who comes out with it. Backdoor chance, gets just past the stick of Majornik. Majornik then gets laid out by Clendenning, who takes it up ice, sends it in on net from neutral zone. That one goes off the pad of Matheson. Battle in the corner now. Coming out with it is Hill. Hill, he continues to slowly battle up ice, finally gets sent back the other way, but it's Guidos who now has clean possession in his own zone. He sends that one up to Esplin, who tips it forward to Hannah. Hands it, sends it even further forward for Majornik, who can't get anything off. Majornik's centering pass is intercepted by Fredonia, and they'll take it right back over their own blue line. With it now, Nash tries to send it in deep, and he does. Fredonia completes their change. Working up with it is Hannah. Hannah sends it into the far corner, where it's going to be picked up by defenseman Gavin Paff. Paff, his stretch pass tipped out of midair by Penn State, so no icing. First to the Penn State goaltender is going to be Fredonia. However, no whistle blown. Eventually, he's basically forced to let it out, which creates chaos in front for Fredonia. And if I'm Behrend right now, I'm not happy.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. I don't know why they didn't blow the whistle, but Fredonia's got to, 2 minutes left. They got to settle down here. They're kind of still playing like they're on the penalty kill. They're getting the puck deep into their own defensive zone, and they're just kind of chucking it down the ice. They had an icing there. Would have had another one if Burrows got his pass off cleanly, but got to settle down here. Got to start playing your game again. You get an offensive zone face off, get back to pushing up, pressuring, Penn State Behrend in their own zone, and 2:25 left.
As Fredonia looks to adjust back to 5-on-5 hockey after that long kill. Looks like the goaltender Matheson talked to the ref, likely about the fact that he had the puck covered. The refs didn't want to give it to him, and then it created a scoring chance for Fredonia when he finally was forced to let it out.
I really don't know why they didn't blow it dead. That's weird.
I couldn't answer it either. Working up ice now is Penn State, turned around by Fredonia and sent back in. In his own zone now, Pierce in his own corner. His pace is slowed down here. We'll see if the teams are able to pick it back up. Pass into the zone, misread by Penn State, so they won't get anything of it. However, picked up behind the net. Sloan sends one out in front. Good chance and a good save by Carambeau. That puck bounced its way into the front of the net until it was sent on to the shoulder of Carambeau, and he keeps that one out. Now an easy stop for Carambeau. It's sent him through the neutral zone. Puck moves from behind the net to the front. Out to the point it goes to Pierce. His shot blockered away by Carambeau. Back down low now. Mum's unable to win his battle for it. Milton comes up with it, sends it up to Pierce. Pierce makes a move around McGrath. Makes another move to the middle. He loses his puck. And it's batted away by McGrath. Puck sent across by Fredonia. Working out with it. Hayden Burrows. He gets it over to Mum. Mum sends it in deep for Burrows to follow as we get to the 1 minute mark here in the second period. Turnover behind the net, but Burrows unable to do anything with it. He does once again take the puck back, continue to fight. Burrows again with it in the corner. Tries to make a move. He's come out with about 5 pucks here. Finally sends one in front. Hits McGrath, and now he works it up the wall. Finally, Penn State are able to force a turnover. And Catalano sends it in deep, no icing. So they picked up by Sloan and batted around. Chasing it after that one's Hill. He takes a check and keeps possession for a second, but then loses it to the second guy who gets him. And Fredonia just does get it over the blue line, that being Bouguet. Collision between Bouguet there and Guidos. Results in nothing. As now Hill tries to work it into the zone. He loses possession and allows Fredonia to clear immediately. Shot from far out. Hits Paft right in front of the net. That could have been disaster for Fredonia in the dying seconds. But nonetheless, they survive the late weird bounce, and they'll go into the intermission with a 5-2 lead to protect in the third period here at Steele Hall. Welcome back here to the Nickel City Hockey Network as we get set for third period action. We sit here at a 5-2 hockey game, the lead belonging to the home Fredonia Blue Devils. Of course, Penn State Behrend looking to get back into this period. And Mitch, what are you seeing coming in?
What am I seeing? I am seeing Zach Richard just sprinted out onto the ice. Wasn't here for the first few periods. Mostly got out of baseball practice or something, but he is here for the third period. And like I mentioned earlier, the coaches have high hopes for him. This is his first year. I believe he's a senior, but he's been on the baseball team. Now he's making the switch, playing both because he wanted to play hockey, and they got high hopes for him and Path. So we'll have to see how his impact can help Fredonia defend the lead, as I believe he'll be playing defenseman. And I imagine that he'll be playing a lot of minutes this period, as the rest of the Fredonia period, they've had 40 minutes of play behind him. He's coming in with, we'll assume, fresh legs. Like you said, he could be coming from another event, so maybe not as fresh as we think, but either way, he hasn't played a minute of hockey in this game so far, and he'll start with Path. Yeah, and like I said, talking to Connor Hare, he's a big guy. He'll lay the hit, but he can move the puck, he can shoot, and they're really excited for him. Fredonia sends the puck in deep to the Penn State zone to start off this period. Puck finds its way to the wall. Penn State's able to clear. And working out of his own zone is Richards, getting his first touch with the puck, sending it up to Toscano. Toscano sends it below the goal line. Picked up there by Lunger. He reverses it around for Gadui to pick it up. Guido loses it. That puck sent into the stands and ends up maybe 3 feet in front of us. Sure, Jeff got a nice looking shot of that puck going out. I looked away for a second, and I looked up, and the puck was coming straight at me. I thought that was it for me. Yeah. I thought I was going to meet my doom at a Fredonia hockey game in Steele Hall. We were about to find out whether we valued the equipment or ourselves more. It seemed by our reactions we were ducking out of the way of that one. I was not taking one for the team. Sorry, Aaron. Face off. Goes to the wall in the Fredonia zone. Turned over by Penn State. So now Toscano has a chance to work up ice. He gets it up to Bouguet. Now a mini 2-on-1 as it goes cross crease. Tipping it wide is Toscano. Good chance for the Blue Devils. Bouguet now works it out from behind his own net. That pass is picked off and sent deep by Lunger. Icing delayed, icing called as Taylor gets to that one. And we have a whistle with 19:04 left in the first period. And that's a really nice play there from Bouguet. Stays on side, able to have a nice opportunity, good stick in front from Penn State Behrend to break up that opportunity. But nonetheless, right out of the break, you're like we talked about earlier, they're going to keep the pressure up. They're going to keep the attack on Penn State Behrend if they get another opportunity quick in this third period. Shot from Bouguet hits the side of the cage. Penn State able to find some free ice. This is McComb who's going to send it up. That's Behrend moving it even further forward back to Lunger. Unfortunately for Penn State, unable to make anything of it, and the puck comes back to their zone, and they'll try again. Behrend has a little bit of a cross-up with Milton, allowing Toscano to get the puck where he's decked. No call on the play. Penn State breakout fails. It'll be Carloni with it, taking around his own net. Heavy pressure, but he escapes it, and Fredonia clears their own zone. Puck sent right back into it, where they'll clear again. That's Colton Clendenning coming up the ice. He beats 2, but not 3. Hanna turns it around in with Hill. Hill shot, stopped, sent into the corner. Another shot right in front, goes wide. Penn State putting on some good pressure here early in the third. Coming away with that one is defenseman Carloni, and he gets the puck out of the zone on an icing. We'll see if Penn State's able to beat it out. As hustling to it is Brandon Esplin, but it does find the goal line, and the play will go all the way back, likely to the glove side of Anthony Carambeau. Carambeau again tested early in this period and looks sharp. Probably was a good save there off some rebounds, and he's been on his game today. I mean, coach was happy with the way Kunkel played the other day, and looks like they got 2, maybe not a first goalie and a second goalie, probably a 1A, 1B situation. And you got to be happy with that as a coach. Easy decisions usually aren't a good thing unless you have someone like McDavid or something, but for the most part, competition breeds value, and between Kunkel and Carambeau so far this season, it's going to be a competition to get in that net for Fredonia. Speaking of Fredonia, working in the offensive zone they go. That's Richards now, recently entered this game. He's decked into the corner.
and he has an impact early, as in just the second shift, he draws a penalty for cross-checking.
Yeah, Richard, like you said, making an impact early, draws a penalty there. So it'll be another power play for Fredonia, possibly looking up to go 4 goals here. But like you said about the goalies, I mean, not only did they lose a lot of guys, a lot of forwards, a lot of defensemen, they lost both their starting goalies last year, last year there was a similar situation. It was Ethan Hayden, Ryan Albert. It was a 1A, 1B. They would kind of ride who was hot. You lose both those guys, and you bring in 2 fresh new guys who look to be kind of the same situation, which you got to be thankful for.
Fredonia wins the draw. Richards now kicks it out to Clendenning. Shot off the pad. Path steps up for the rebound, but it's picked up by Lunger before he can get there. And zone is just cleared as Toscano had it at the blue line. Sent right back in. Linesman rule that came out, and an offside is whistled 13 seconds in to the Blue Devil power play.
And that's a great hustle play by Lunger there, because if he doesn't get his stick on that puck, Gavin Papke is walking in with probably the hardest shot he's ever taken. Who knows where it'll go, but that's a completely uncontested, wide open shot for him, and he's got a shot.
Fredonia wins the faceoff. Paff sends it in deep. It'll go around the Penn State net. Clendenning's going to be the first one to it, and he taps it around to Toscano behind. Toscano working out of the corner up to McGrath. Cross crease into the slot shot, and Clendenning can't find the back of the net. Good find there for McGrath. Fredonia battles to keep possession, and that's just what they do. McGrath looking out from the corner, goes up to the point to Richards. Richards now looks into the zone. He has it poked off his stick. Penn State wanted a trip as Lunger got the poke and started working up ice, tripped over the stick. No call, and he gets revenge as he absolutely lays out Toscano, but Fredonia continues moving up ice nonetheless. Richards shot along the ice, creates a rebound. Nothing happening on it. Fredonia working around the net. Penn State able to clear almost. Clendenning keeps that one. Goes D to D, and that one will clear as trying to catch it with his skate was Carloni, and he bats it in the neutral zone. Clendenning goes cross ice for nobody. Now Hill will have a breakaway. Hill in on goal shot. Big save, Carambeau once again. What a solid debut for the young netminder.
And yeah, he saved Fredonia yet again. That's a bad change. Clendenning tries to go cross ice there, and no one home, no one able to pick it up, and Penn State Behrend 1-0 with the goaltender. Carambeau saves him, but probably should have been a trip there on Richards. But again, Lunger, kind of a mano-a-mano situation, got away with a little cross check there, so they're even.
Penn State continues to battle in the O zone. That being on that breakaway, one of Penn State's best, Jackson Hill. Impressive save by Carambeau. But moving forward, Fredonia looks to get into the O zone, and they're deferred. Taylor ends up with the puck on his stick, that being Sean Taylor. He ices it for Penn State, and they pressure. Almost picking up, and now picking up possession in the O zone. Hill in the corner, works out, he has room. Moves himself up to the point, takes it out of the zone, and sends it over to Pierce, who has plenty of room to skate it right back in. Tries to cut up at the blue line, but he loses possession. Bouguet right on him. Burrows helps out and taps it out of the zone. In the neutral zone now, Penn State unable to get it in deep, at least momentarily. Now Hanna has a chance towards the net. He winds up, fires off the crossbar into the netting, and for the second time today, Anthony Carambeau's posts do him a favor.
And yeah, it's another bad change there from Fredonia. I think Alfred on the bench there, Coach Alfred, wasn't really happy with that change, and Carambeau yet again bails him out. So a couple chances here from Penn State Behrend early in the third period. 15 minutes left. Fredonia hanging on to that 3-goal lead.
Those are the little things that you cannot mess up when you have a 3-goal lead. Changes have to be crisp as Penn State wins the draw in the offensive zone. Working towards the net, they get one on goal, stopped by Carambeau. Behind, right back out in front. This time it goes haywire, and Penn State's unable to keep that in as Fredonia just fights it out. Now puck goes back door. It's going to be picked up in the corner by Gazowski. Sent out in front. Nothing happening there as Carambeau gets a glove on it. But frustration maybe starting to mount for Fredonia as they're unable to get it out, and the scoring chances are starting to rack up for the Lions.
Yeah, you mentioned it with the line changes. That's one of those things that can happen. This is a young team. This is a team that hasn't played a lot of games together, only their second game playing together. So they'll figure it out. Those are wrinkles that you go through during a season. But again, those are things that you have to get figured out sooner rather than later.
And like you said, a young team, many of Fredonia's seniors graduating last year, and it felt like this might be a rebuilding year coming in, but 1-0 on the season, 5-2 lead, maybe more of a retooling season for the Blue Devils.
And yeah, I mean, last game they won 5-3, I believe, so not simply just off the back of their two goaltenders either, which have played well, but they're generating some offense, which coming into the season I was quite frankly worried about. I wasn't sure where they would generate some offense from, but 5 goals in the first game, 5 goals so far in this one. You got to like to see that.
McGrath from the right side tries to center one. That one's picked off, sent back in deep. Paff reaches up with his stick, and so he's got to go touch it and kill the play. So a little more time off the clock, and that was smart by Paff there after he touched it to, with a 3-goal lead, wait a few more seconds until pressure came to touch it, but ultimately it will result in a face-off to the blocker side of his goaltender, Anthony Carambeau. Face-off won by Fredonia. Chipped off the glass. It won't find its way out. In fact, it'll move back towards the net. Second try won't find its way out either. And now Steele has a chance to work it in on goal. Sends it towards the net. It ends up going wide. Mum's going to pick that one up. He reverses it, but Steele's going to pick it off in the far corner. Steele, he has it picked off of his stick. Once again, Fredonia unable to clear, as that's the third time they've tried and failed. And Penn State works it back in low. Steele again with it in the corner. He taps it forward to Catalano. It's sent right back around. Mum now will have a fourth try at clearing, and finally he does. So that one goes off the glass and allows Fredonia to change. However, they have to be careful as Catalano takes it right back in the zone. And he is taken off the puck and off his feet in the process. He wants a call. Penn State gets nothing. Working back into the zone now. Jacob Milton on the side. He drops it for Catalano, who centers one. Shot on goal. 5-hole save by Carambeau. Ref arm goes up.
It'll be a cross check here. Pretty easy call.
21 white. That's Noah Guidos going to the box. Cross-checking call. And with 13:33 remaining in a 5-2 hockey game, Fredonia gets a chance to really put this one away. As you got to think, if they're able to capitalize here and make it 6-2, that should just about do it, barring a miracle.
And yeah, real quick, again, that's another line change where Penn State Behrend get the chance. And it's interesting, a couple of the times where they've had the
another call coming up.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, so it'll be 5-3. But, I mean, yeah, back to line changes. This another big opportunity Fredonia should and has to capitalize here. But, yeah, those are, you know, they were going with 5 guy changes at a time. Anytime you go 5 off, 5 on, there's going to be a bit of a, you know, that's a big thing to do. Tough to do that when the puck is on your half of the neutral zone. So, you know, those are some things that they'll figure out. But again, so it'll be number 21, 20, and 20 in the box. So
that's Tyler
almost
Ranger
a two full minutes on the 5-on-3.
Yeah, we thought the 114 was a long time earlier. Try 155. Well, Penn State gets it off to a good start, because that one will race all the way down the ice. And Paff's going to pick it up in his own corner and see where he can get started. He's pressured, flips one up to Toscano. Hanna picks it up, sends it right back down. And it almost has felt like for both teams on their 5-on-3 chances that rather than feeling confident in the numbers game, they feel a little panicked in the feeling that they should score.
Yeah, Fredonia both times have had to bring it out of their own zone. So I'm interested to see if Fredonia can get it in. Once they've got it settled into the zone, that's when they've had success on the power play, and looks like they might get a chance here.
McGrath taking around the net. Fredonia does settle into the zone. Paff has it on the point. His shot finds the back of the net. What a snipe by Gavin Paff. Past the glove of Max Matheson. And a 6-2 game. And this one might just be out of reach for Penn State now.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Paff has a great shot. Oh, looks like it might be a tip, actually. No tip?
Clendenning went first through the line. So we'll see who they end up giving the goal to. Paff definitely took the shot. It looked, from my angle, like it was a clear, straight shot into the net.
I thought so as well, but yeah, like I said.
Regardless.
Paff, that's a great shot, and now you got 6-2. You still have a minute 7 or a minute 13, I forget which, a minute 13 left of a 5-on-4 power play. So you can get it to 7-2 here with just about 12 minutes to go.
Huge for Fredonia to score that quickly on the 5-on-3. allowing themselves another minute plus of power play time as they work it in the zone. It doesn't stay in for long, though, as it was hovering around the blue line and cleared by Penn State. Richards' pass is turned over. Penn State looking to get a little chippy here. Clendenning's just going to send that one deep on the 2-on-2, where Hannah's going to pick it up on the wall and send it over the blue line. McGrath waits for his team to touch up on side, sends it in low and chases after it. Esplin rims that run around. Good rim, but it doesn't find its way out of the zone. Is working now back in low with it, and sending it across was Carloni. He got it to Richards. Richards cuts to the corner, looks back up now, give it to Toscano. Goes down low to Richards, and Richards tries to go up top to Carloni. Carloni, rather. And that pass goes awry, finds the goaltender and creates a whistle. So we take this chance to let you know this broadcast is brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty at 716-856-2872 or militello.com. Face off in the Fredonia zone. Won by Penn State, sent into the far corner where it's going to be picked up by Lunger. He goes glove side to blocker side behind the net. Now he cuts back. Ultimately is stripped with the puck by Carloni, who starts the breakout. Puck sent up to Bugay. He'll take it in on the left side. Dumps it in deep, avoids a check, and Hayden Burrows chases after it. Esplin's first to it. He sends one up the middle. It doesn't clear, however, it does ultimately create a 2-on-1 for Penn State. Milton cuts in on goal. His shot wide of the cage. That one goes all the way back up to Gaudreau. He's in a battle. It creates another battle between, looks like that was Taylor and I believe Jacob Milton. Milton's brought down to the ice on a trip, and that one's called by the referee, creating maybe Penn State's last chance to get back into this one.
And yeah, I was going to mention it. You mentioned Penn State maybe getting a little bit chippy. Fredonia just got to be smart, not get chippy, stay, play their game, because like you said, penalty, that's how you can get back into a game. We've been saying it all game. Now with not much time left, Penn State will probably try to get Fredonia into some scrum, maybe get a 5-on-4, even a 4-on-4, just open up the ice a little bit more. So Fredonia's got to stay smart. This is a big kill here to, keep that door shut, not even open it a little bit, but got to play smart hockey down the stretch here.
Penn State's got quite the mountain to climb, but if they have any chance of climbing it, it starts right here in these next 2 minutes. Right off the draw, they almost get something going. Good save there by Carambeau. Hannah works behind the net with it. Hannah in front. Shot goes just off the side of the net. Looks like Carambeau had it covered up anyway. Pass sent right back out in front. Circling with it is Hannah. He gets the shot off. Rebound goes just wide as Hill was closing in on goal. Few good chances early here from Penn State. Hannah once again behind it. He's been dangerous with it there. One-timer sent out in front, goes high to that. Clear by Fredonia now, and now a race to it. Unable to stay on his feet was Bugay, and crisis averted for Penn State. Bugay, good pressure in the zone though, allowing Penn State to break out. Now he's got it pinned against the wall. Toscano thrown to the ice. He's got his arms up looking for a call. He's not getting one. What a job here by Bugay. Time just ticking off the clock. Toscano lays a huge hit. You got to think that was in revenge for the tie-up earlier. 3-on-3 now in the Fredonia zone. Shot in another post. Carambeau's had a great performance. His posts have as well. Hill now looking for another try. That shot, and that time Carambeau gets the blocker on it, and it's sent down by Fredonia. And Hill going back and forth now with, I believe that's Clendenning, and for some of these players, this game's becoming more about the personal matter than the score. Pierce cuts in on zone. He cuts across the ice. His shot deflected into the corner. Fredonia touches it, and as soon as they do, a whistle's blown and a slash called.
Fredonia get another penalty and a bench misconduct there, it looks like, and unsportsmanlike.
I think unsportsmanlike, as Clendenning took his gloves off and started doing something with his hands. I don't know if he was doing 6-2, I think maybe. He's out of here, so that's Colton Clendenning's night. I'm assuming that will be ruled a 2-on-10. Aaron Alpern having a few words with the referee, as we'll see how this all breaks down here. So this seems like a perfect opportunity to remind you this game brought to you by Envious Gameware, designers of custom hockey jersey, bags, and apparel. Visit enviousgameware.com to get your team a look to be envious for. And we'd also like to thank you for joining us here on the Nickel City Hockey Network, your place to find AAU Western New York action, as well as UNYCHL League play, much like this game ahead of you today. So Silverio is sitting in the box now. I imagine he is serving a 2-minute for Clendenning, who watches from the glass. Both teams waiting to get the call from the ref as they figure out what's going on.
I'll say Klenner with the skull cap. That's a look right there.
Yes,
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
That's what I want my leaders to look like.
Keeps him focused, keeps the hair out of the eyes. Aaron bringing his team in, trying to keep them focused, draw something up while the refs figure things out. And they skate away from the box, so whatever their decision is, they've made it. And we'll see how this shakes out and let you know as soon as we know. Fredonia still has 23 seconds to kill on the Reese Taylor penalty. Looks like there's only 3 men out there for Fredonia. So I think it is going to shake out as a 2-10 for Clendenning, served by Silverio, and a 5-on-3 for Penn State.
Yep, just put it up there. That'll be exactly what it'll be. So Clendenning will get an early shower, or he'll stick around and watch, have the best seat in the house. But you played a good game today. You know, you're up 6-2. You know, you hope Clendenning, maybe your best forward or one of your best forwards doesn't go out early in the game, but you're up 6-2. Hopefully you guys can hold on for 9.5 more minutes.
So now finally, faceoff is going to come to the glove side of Anthony Carambeau, making his Fredonia debut. That faceoff's won by Penn State. Sent back down and low. It's going to be Jacob Hanna with it. Still with it in the corner. He eventually elects to send it into the far corner for Captain Noah Guidos. Taps it right back to him behind the net now, looking for a quick one-timer. He sends it up to Guidos, who cuts back to the blue line. Now down the wall, Hanna has it at the top of the circle. Far circle, chance for Hill. He shoots it wide, 5-on-4 now. Guidos sends it in low before he gets taken off the puck by Burrows. Pass through Rainbow Road, doesn't find anybody, and now Hill has it at the top of the circle. His shot blocker to the side. Burrows unable to get a stick on that one to clear, and Penn State will keep attacking. Hanna, centering pass, cutting in on goal was Esplin, but his shot's blocked. Esplin up top now to Hill. Hill takes a shot on goal off the pad of Carambeau. Rebounds batted away by a stick. Penn State desperate here to get 1 minute left on their power play. Esplin's shot from far out. That one stopped. Rebound stays in front. Penn State tries to send it up top. Nobody there, and they clear the zone on themselves. Hill looking back into the zone. He wheels towards the zone, gets past 2, cuts it on goal, shot over the net. Puck gets past Hill in the corner, Hanna there to support, gives it right back to Hill, his wrap chance, stopped by Carambeau. Puck is cleared to the blue line. And it'll be a penalty in front as Richards gets tied up with somebody, takes him down. Shot came from far out to goaltender Carambeau. He swallows it. And now Richards is going to be going to the box. And is that, 3 straight minutes of killing now for Fredonia, involving some 5-on-3?
Yeah.
It's not how you put a game away.
Carambeau,
I think
hopefully just catching his breath, but took a
a
lot
tired.
of shots there. And he'll have to put in even some more work as now the trainer does actually come out. So
perhaps there is something wrong. I assumed he was catching his breath after the long-winded attack from Penn State, but now with the trainer coming to the ice, we hope Carambeau's okay. Yeah, when eventually he does return, if he does return, he'll have a 5-on-3 to kill for 31 seconds.
And he's played tremendous, and there's been a couple times where, on a dead puck, he'll catch his breath for a little bit longer, but I don't know if maybe he just super winded, maybe
I
took a puck to the head or
I think
super hard to the
that,
chest.
That
but
last shot went right into his stomach, so it either went just below his chest protector and knocked the wind out of him, or it hit the groin area and got him where you don't want to get got. But regardless, I think he's just catching his breath. That's what it seems to me.
Yeah, it doesn't really look to be favoring anything. Just gets up, yep.
Gets up. He'll take a second.
So that's good to see at least. Yeah,
And
he's put a tremendous game. He's had a great debut so far. And
Ryan Kunkel doesn't seem too worried on the bench or too nervous that he'll be headed into this one. So I do think it's a situation of just letting him catch his breath after taking a puck in a unfortunate spot. Maybe getting the wind knocked out of him a little bit. He's all right. And Fredonia will have a chance to kill this penalty, or these two penalties rather, and get back to 5-on-5 hockey. On the flip side of that, with 8 minutes to go, I mean, it's they need a goal every 2-minute pace, but they have been wearing down Fredonia. Penn State has been on the power play for a while, and if there was ever a 4-goal lead in question this late, it would be this one. Fredonia does get the quick clear out of the zone, though, trying to put any thoughts of the comeback to rest. Hannah brings it back in, looks over his options. Send it far side to Hill. Hill can't settle that pass down. Does catch it off the wall. He looks back, looks for Hannah, doesn't have him, takes a shot, bounces wide. Good Dwee. Or Guido, rather, sends it in low. Hannah walks into the slot, taps it back to Esplin. Esplin fights off a check, cuts towards the net. On his backhand, brings a forehand shot. Good save. No rebound from Carambeau. And now Taylor takes a man down. And we'll see if that's called. Taylor gets tied up with Esplin and basically drives him into the ice.
yeah, we'll say there
And that could easily be called again.
could
And
be.
Once
could be.
again, Carambeau slow to get up. Still on his knees.
Could be called, but I do think it was a little bit of an acting job there, trying to go for an Oscar. Reese Taylor did grab him,
Esplin has a big smile on his face. I
Yeah.
wonder if they're saying that to him as well.
Yeah,
he
I mean-
definitely took him down. He might have gone down a little
Yeah.
easier than he normally would.
And that's a situation where, you don't want to see the ref have to even make a call. There's no need to even do that. And now it'll be a 2-minute power play for Fredonia, so I'm not sure if he got
Did he get a embellishment?
Did
Maybe.
he?
Maybe.
He did get an embellishment, so
Wow.
we were correct.
It might have been a little bit of embellishment. I cannot believe that call, though.
I mean, he went down pretty easily. He got touched, and obviously Reese Taylor, he's a big guy, grabbed him. Not you're on ice also.
He still
but-
hasn't stepped into the box. He's still chirping out there, and Esplin's got to be careful before he gets himself a game and a suspension. Unless he's talking to his bench, figure something out, but an embellishment, I mean, I agree he went down easy. I don't know about an embellishment
Yeah,
call.
I'm
Shocking there.
surprised to see the embellishment. I thought it was just going to be a come on guys, let's play on, but
Regardless, that gets Fredonia back to 4-on-4, and barring another penalty in the next 2 minutes, it kills the penalty on Richards.
Guido looks to be without a stick. Their captain, one of their defenders, so
4-on-3 in theory for now. Puck tapped back to Hannah. He's pressured, spins out of a hit from Bouguet. Spins out of another one from Toscano, and now it's a 3-on-2. Penn State cutting up the ice on the stick of Hannah. Works into the corner, tries to cut back, and some good defense there. Negates any opportunity for Penn State. Hannah works to get it back. Finds a seam to Hill. His shot. What a stop by Carambeau. Maybe not his flashiest of the game, but it's got to be a top 3 most difficult, as wide open in the slot was Hill. He dragged his shot, and staying with it and getting a shoulder up was Carambeau.
and yeah, you ask any forward, that's probably where a lot of them are going to say, I would like to take a uncontested shot on the goaltender right there. Carambeau gets his blocker up, and he's been slow to get up a couple times, but he still looks sharp. He still looks good. 4-on-4 for about 40 more seconds. Then Fredonia have about a 40-second power play, but Carambeau looking strong.
In the slot, save. Carambeau kicks it out with his right pad after the left pad save to avoid any rebound chance. Penn State still within and tight. Shot off the slot. Another pad save. Carambeau is standing on his head. And while Fredonia has played well, this should not be a 6-2 hockey game. Carambeau has kept the score much lower than Fredonia could look at it right now.
Yeah, and I want to apologize to Anthony Carambo for almost jinxing him there. But he gets the save, and yeah, he's, maybe 6'5", but it should not be 6'2". He's played out of his mind today.
Losing his footing is Taylor. That allows Fredonia to come pick up the puck and get a bad angle chance. However, turning that aside was Matheson. Burrows almost got a free hat trick there. Shot from a far angle. I don't know if Matheson realized he shot it. Only got down at the last second. Regardless, he keeps it out. Battles continue in the corner. Fredonia sends it up. However, no one there to meet it, so it'll go all the way back. Richards meets it out of the box and will look up ice. He cuts to the right side.
25 seconds of a power play here if you can get anything.
Penn State turns it around, dumps it back in. It's going to be Mumm circling the net, sending it up to his wing. However, Toscano and number 53 Maxim Nash collide, so no one comes up with that, allowing a Penn State turnover. Penn State now are the ones sending it in. Now an opportunity, as almost getting to the net was Catalano, but good defense from Fredonia diverts that. Now again, Catalano has a break towards the net as he chases down to the puck. However, first to it again is Carloni. And once again, Penn State can't make anything of their break. Now it's Guido sending it over to the wall. That'll be Pierce cutting in with it, keeping possession for now. Gets that one past Carloni and has it behind the net. Less than 5 remain here in a 6-2 hockey game. Pass sent out up top. Now towards the slot. It keeps pinballing down low. Shot on goal, and I think Carambo got another pad on it. Clearing attempt successful for Fredonia as it gets past Guido, and he'll have to go back to his own zone. He'll just slap it forward. Moving it back the other way now. Gavin Paff skates it into the Penn State zone. He has it at a bad angle, tries to drag it in front, loses it. Puck pops out to Taylor. His shot bounces towards the net and just wide. Now back a centering chance. That one clears the zone, and Paff retrieves in his own zone. Nice flurry there for Fredonia. Behind his net now, Paff waits for pressure. Stretch pass, tipped into the zone by McGrath. He gets attacked a little bit, but nonetheless stays on his feet and goes to pressure. Battle in the corner now. 4 minutes remain in this hockey game. Both teams looking for possession in the corner to the blocker side of Matheson, who's played the second half of this game in net for Penn State. So now bodies start hitting the ice. An arm goes up, and with Fredonia having the puck, it's going to go to Fredonia. All the arms go up on the bench. A huge hit is laid. And Penn State's coaching staff cannot believe that yet another one of these calls is going the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm interested to see really what they even call. That's a battle on the wall for quite some time.
Everyone was falling, and
everyone was
somehow
falling.
Penn State ended up with the penalty. It seemed to me like it was just some back and forth collisions.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those times where both guys are probably throwing cross checks.
I mean, we're
both
not
guys
right
are
in
probably there. Yeah, we're not right there. We don't have the best angle, but
I didn't see anything call-worthy.
Yeah, it seems like one of those times where they're battling. Let them battle. If it gets malicious, then you make a call. But everything seemed like a normal puck on the wall battle. But nonetheless, Fredonia, it'll be a double minor.
I'm yet to see what the call even was. He must have gotten that. If it's going to be a double minor, he must have gotten a hand up, made contact with a cage. At a 6-2, it shouldn't matter to the result of this game at this point, but
interesting nonetheless.
Certainly a questionable call, and even more questionable by the fact it's a 4.
Yeah.
McGrath in the corner sends it up to Path. Almost breaking down his hill, but unable to get with it. Breaking down the ice, I meant. Bouguet's slap shot doesn't get to the net, and with nothing better to do, Hannah elects to just clear the zone. Fredonia works it back in, and Penn State's going to take their shots now, any chance they get. As a hit's laid there, puck bounces off a stanchion. It looks like it rode the glass up and out of play, and so kind of a shift filled with weird bounces comes to an end with a weird bounce.
Yeah, 3 minutes left. You saw Gavin Pack not really show any real urgency. They're up 6-2. Play it safe. It would be the greatest comeback of all time if Penn State Behrend were to be able to score 4 goals in just about 3 minutes. But just play it safe. I doubt we really see any real urgency, if you will.
Paff will chase it down in the own zone following the Behrend clear. Paff cuts away from Hill for a second, however, has a misread and sends it forward. Luckily, no harm, no foul, as it ends up on Bouguet's sick. He walks in, fires, scores, and he pops the bottle in the process. As Madison's water floods the ice, making it 7-2.
And you said it. That's a animation you see in Chill. That was a textbook goes glove side top corner on Madison and pops the bottle, and it's 7-2.
And if you're the Penn State D there, I know you're frustrated with the reffing. You cannot let someone wind up and fire for that long and get a shot from that. If you're going to let him walk in like that, he's going to get his absolute best shot off with that much time and space. And, well, he did, and he made it a 7-2 hockey game.
Yeah, he walked down Main Street, picked his spot, hit his spot, and the field goal, the extra point is good, and Fredonia has scored a touchdown. As it'll be another 2-minute minor. Oh, no, the same penalty? Oh, understand. Fredonia still has a 2-minute penalty.
So
or
4
power play,
goes
though.
down to 2 as they scored in the first 2 minutes of it. And Fredonia with a chance to really make this one more of a rout than it already is. Cutting out in front, unable to get anything on net there, was Nash. Puck sent around. Ranger's going to pick it up behind his own net rather. He'll go D to D, and clearing the puck is going to be McCombs. Chasing after it is Lunger. He kills Mum into the wall. Silverio's going to go after him. As a race for the puck turns dangerous, as at the last second, Unger took out his legs. And just an unnecessary play at this point of the game, a dangerous play from Alex Lunger. And I'm sure the league will be reviewing that one as he heads to the locker room. A dirty hit from Alex Lunger. Luckily, no one hurt as Ryan Mumm comes up okay.
I mean, yeah, it's great to see Mumm at least skid up. He still looked a little bit shaken up over there. But, yeah, that's just one of those plays where those guys are going in strong as
and you don't
Lunger may have broken the door over there. But, I mean, that's just a play where, it's a 5-goal game. There's no reason to even think about going for a guy's legs in that spot there. Just
and without the power,
not a safe play.
Without the power of replay, I don't want to assume any intent. Obviously, being able to see it again, we'd be able to get a better chance of whether it was just a tie-up gone wrong or whether it was really a dirty play, but nonetheless a dangerous one for sure. And luckily, everybody's okay. Fredonia wins the faceoff. Richards walks in, tries to pass it, fans on it, still gets the pass away as he gets it over to Nash on the wall. Nash cuts in, fires. That one hits the shoulder of goaltender Matheson. Battle in the corner now as a fight in front of the net results in 2 headed to the box. It'll be Hayden Burrows on the Fredonia side. It'll be Tyler Ranger on the other. And I'll tell you what, for a team down by 5 goals, Penn State sure has a whole lot still left to say to the Fredonia Blue Devils.
Yeah, that's just a battle in front. Burrows is not a guy that's going to shy away from really any contact. Not going to shy away from any one either. So battle in front, pushing and shoving. I think the ref kind of just said, we're not doing this. Minute 50 left.
Both players
Stop
sent
it.
off.
So understand the call there.
And now Lunger's being told to head out. Burrows hypes up his bench before he leaves. He'll join Colton Clendenning. With 1:51 remain, I'm sure both coaches just want to get out of here. These are just ejections. You certainly don't want any suspensions. Richards now tries to fight off Milton. He's unable to. Milton continues to work towards Fredonia territory. Milton hit into the wall by Nash. Taylor follows that up. Now Richards has it and reverses it to McGrath in the corner as pace of play has really come to a halt. McGrath heads up the right side. He takes the blue line, continues onwards, tries to get to the net. He's fought off the puck. Penn State clears and McGrath sends a hit down low. And you can tell that was just a hit to hit.
And yeah, just with about a minute left here, if you're Fredonia, you know, don't
Richard's
try to hurt
holding on to
anyone.
it.
Don't hurt yourself. So they'll
Both-
probably just pass it around and you know,
Both
get
teams
out of
still
here
with
safe.
plenty to say as Milton and McGrath are going at it at center ice.
And I will say, if you're
Shot
Penn State
sent wide.
Behrend, you don't have much to say really.
Yeah, I can't imagine what they're going off of at this point, but regardless, I'm sure this won't be the last time these teams meet. And while it was a lopsided score today, Anthony Carambeau is a huge reason for that. Also, a good penalty kill and a good power play from Fredonia, but I don't think it'll be a 5-goal deficit the next time these teams see each other, and Penn State will have their chance at revenge as they pass it around the offensive zone.
And yeah, they play each other just about a month, or 2 months, my bad, December 5th. So divisional game, we're going to see them again. And
Maybe a bit of bad blood going into that one.
yeah, I think there'll be no love lost when they meet each other in Penn State Behrend come December.
10 seconds remain now. Penn State clears their own zone. Pierce gets it over the blue line. 5 seconds now. He's got open ice. Starts getting the hands going. Puck goes into the corner, and that's ball game. Fredonia, 2-0, gets their second win of the season. As a huge victory, Anthony Carambeau's first of his career with Fredonia, as the team goes and swarms him. Of course, Penn State goes to Max Matheson as well, as they fall to 1-2 on the season, 0-1 in divisional play. Folks, we want to thank you again for joining us here on the Nickel City Hockey Network, as you enjoyed a 7-2 Fredonia hockey win, and we hope to see you again next time here on the Nickel City Hockey Network. I'm Toby Bell, joined by Mitch Harusi and Jeff Jazarowski.